Is my favorite.
Okay, I'm back to blading up the road that I took and pulled the shoulders on here. I got pretty rough traffic. They got the crash chunks and all the crap all beat out of it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reestablish my road top here. So what I like to do is, especially anytime you're dealing with a bigger windrow, is I would much rather put my right front tire on the inside of, or on the outside of my windrow here, and then just run your blade out and then push it to your center. And then I take and leave probably a good 1.5 to 2 inches of material out on my shoulder. So in essence, I'm actually probably building the crown in backwards. But what I'm doing here is I'm trying to build that outside of the road up so that there's a new hinge point on the edge of the road for them. That way there's an edge there and they kind of know, hey, this is the edge of the road before you're going to be in the ditch. That just keeps it so that they don't take and keep driving the road out. Pretty slow going doing this type of work, but it's coming together. I normally stay in third gear just because the machine's always a little unstable and you're moving kind of up and down, getting that road top rebuilt anyway. You can still feel a few grass chunks and stuff that I'm running over with my tandems, but majority of it got broke up pretty good. They had it really rough. My windrow was on this side, so I cut that side, and now I cut that side to center line, and then I cut from the center line over to this shoulder where my big windrow is here, and now I'm picking my big windrow up, leaving probably a good 2 inches of material out there on the edge. Move up in the fourth. Got about 1/4 of an inch of rain last night. Nothing real good soaker by any means, but at least it settled the dust a little bit, and it'll give it a chance to some of this material to kind of blend together and work up. I'd really like to see a nice inch of rain. That's what we really need to get this road to kind of start building up and getting into a good hard base anyway. I don't have a packer in this township, so I'm pretty much relying on all of the vehicle traffic, but I'm kind of lucky because this road here sees probably close to 250 cars a day, so it doesn't take them very long to get this thing hammered out. I'm sure they're not very happy with me, but they'll be happy when this road's good in June and July and I don't have to hardly blade it because it's harder than a concrete road. But what I kind of do is I just take and build that shoulder up here and then kick it to my center line, and then once I got it in the middle, I'll take and put it back over to that shoulder, and then I'll do pretty much the same thing on that side, pull it in and then bring it back over to this side, and then I'll leave the windrow here for probably another week, and then I'll take and reblade it. And then by that time, the windrow and the road should be packed in pretty decent where I won't have to get on the outside of the windrow with the machine in the middle. I'll just be able to articulate slightly and grab my, windrow versus doing this right here. And I know there's some guys that said, well, you could probably articulate and grab this windrow, and that is true, you probably could, but I just like moving over and then sliding your moldboard out. That way you can build up that outside edge this way, because you're not having to fight material rolling across the board. Everything moves so much nicer this way. But you do what works for you. I'm not gonna knock anybody's way of doing things. If they get the same finished product as what we're all striving for, a good township road or a county road, by all means. Just amazes me how much gravel was actually out there in the ditch. I mean, there's no shortage of gravel on this road at all. I kind of figured I'd get into some pretty muddy stuff, but even with 1/4 of an inch of rain, really not a lot to tell, but it didn't even look like it got even just a little bit muddy. But that's good, reclaiming gravel and getting a good base built up, a good top, new hinge point. We'll have ourselves a good road. But I'll take and start the video back up when I am pulling it back or blading it back off, just to show you what that does. And then I'll take a video of the finished product when I get done with this mile here. Okay, so now I'm back to blading the windrow off after I got that pulled in. And since this is a GP, I have grade control on it. Now I know this is probably gonna be a sore subject to some people, but anytime I do a major repull or reshape or even new gravel, I definitely would recommend using grade control. It's just another tool in the toolbox to make you a better operator. Sure, I got my level gauge there on the window, and I can take and watch that. And I myself, I feel very confident in my ability of being able to put a 4% crown on this road. But it's just one less thing that I have to worry about as an operator with the grade control. So I just tap a button and machine runs the blade for me. So I take and, on your grade control, you always want to take and have the machine run your heel. So right now my grade control is running my middle. And that's controlling my crown of the road at 4%, and then I'm running the outside. But generally you really don't have to mess with either blade lift. You're any kind of an operator and get a little bit of a shape to it, it pretty much just runs itself for you. You just got to worry about driving straight. But as you can see the screen, I don't know if it'll show up on the camera or not, but I'm right dead on at 4% right now, and that's what we want. And then where I'm blading here, I'm just putting the windrow back over on that side that I cut it off. See, I got a nice defined hinge point over here now. Forgot to lock my differential. You always want to have your differential locked when you're blading, even just regular maintenance blading when you're not moving much of a windrow. I guess the way I look at it is both drive chains are pulling at the same time, and you're not going to get a bounce or a lope or anything like that. It just keeps everything locked in and consistent. You just got to remember to unlock it when you go to turn. But they give you a light that you can look at and make sure it's on or whatever. But yeah, I really like the grade control. It's made me a better operator, I think. You still got to know how to get that shape in, but I guess to me, my view on the grade control on a motor grader is it's perfect for doing, you know, reshapes and, you know, laying new gravel. But if you are trying to use it for general maintenance grading, I would recommend that you just leave it off and kind of run it freehand, because a lot of these roads were never put in to grade, and it's just not going to work very good for you. So I'm kind of doing a little test this year on all the roads that I take and pull the edges in and do a major reshape. I'm going to blade them all year with the grade control and see what kind of end result has it. I figure if you can take and do at least 1 or 2 miles every year and get them back into shape at that 4%, and then always use your grade control, you're probably going to have a lot better road than what you would freehand. And I know it'll be interesting to see the test if you're able to actually do that or not, if the traffic will change it, or, you know, a gravel road's always changing, depends on your traffic and time of year, you know, moistures, everything. So it'll be a cool little test to see how it works. I'm kind of building, I'm probably got a 24-foot top on this road. It's one of my more traveled roads, so I want to keep it that 22 to 24-foot top. I think that's plenty wide. There's really no reason, you know, I guess you could push the envelope at 26 if you really want to, but to me 24 foot's more than plenty wide for a gravel road. It's just a lot easier to 2-pass blade it. Jesus. You gonna fuck it? That guy about hit me. That's nice. Some people, they just don't want to move over. I don't get it. I don't know why you would want to play chicken with a motor grader. I've been hit twice in my life, and not a good feeling, but I guess that's just the motoring public we deal with today. I generally use the grade control when I'm blading off until I get my top back into it, you know, a good hinge point on each side of the road. I won't use the grade control when I'm pulling it in. But once I have this windrow down to a very manageable windrow where I can just articulate, then I'll use the grade control to pull in and blade off with. But I'll take a video here when I get all done shaping this and show you guys the finished product. be too windy, but we got a gale force wind today, about 30 mile an hour, so I'll do a quick video here. So this is where I pulled my shoulder off, got a nice transition down the toe of the ditch, then come up, and this is going to be my new hinge point where my windrow is right here. So then you come across. Now I got my center line built in, and then this is what I meant by keeping that 3-4 inches of material, or 2.5 inches of material out here on the shoulder. So this is my new hinge point from the edge of the road now to the ditch. So this will be my edge, and then now that's the ditch. And then I got a smooth transition down into the toe. But a lot of passes involved, a lot of time in the seat, but when you get done with it, it really turns out nice. But that's all I got left of a windrow from pulling both sides in, so it's really working out nice. Traffic gets to pounding this down even more. I'll come back and blade it in about another week, and this road will be pretty much ready to go for the rest of the year. Got about 400 hours on the new machine so far. Really like it, can't complain. But if anybody's got any questions on how to do something, put them down in the comments or video suggestion. I'll do my best to answer it. Would like to remind everybody to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep the videos coming. Thanks for watching.